July 20th, 2018.
And this is Nerd Bourbon episode 59. I'm Seth Sturgill.
And I'm Todd Sturgill.
How you doing, Todd?
You know, I wonder if there's going to be a time where we just, don't even introduce ourselves. We just jump right into it.
Here's the deal. You've actually mentioned it to me before.
Have I mentioned? I feel like
yeah,
it does seem like something I've mentioned.
yeah, you said before, you're like, why the fuck? People know who we are. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. I subscribe to the Stan Lee philosophy of, he always had this philosophy of like, every comic is somebody's first comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
Every episode of Nerd Bourbon is somebody's first episode of Nerd Bourbon. So, for me, like that's why, just take a couple seconds to say your name at the top, say the episode number and the date at the top. It's a good time capsule. It's a good introduction. So, I don't know. And it also makes me feel professional for 2 seconds.
Before we devolve into shit.
Before we devolve into our, get back on our bullshit. We've got a good show lined up today, Todd, that we hobbled together at the last minute, but I think it's gonna be good. What have you been doing this week? What's been going on in the world of Todd this week?
More Monster Hunter. Some garbage level of Monster Hunter. Where I've recently hit Hunter Rank 100.
Oh God. Yeah, so you actually did wind up hitting that?
Yes. I am 300 plus hours in. And in the grand scheme of things, that's not that much compared to other people. But
when you hit Hunter Rank 100, did they send somebody to your house to like attempt to put you down?
no, what they do is they give you a mission called the Star Sapphire's Guidance or some shit, and it's basically going to the old folks' home and
Like
fight them all, tempered.
like from Green Lantern? Was Star Sapphire?
Yeah, that's
Nerdy obscure.
I don't even. That's funny, but yeah, they basically give this. I haven't even done it yet, but they give this quest where it's like you got to fight Kushala, Nergigante, and Teostra, all tempered, in one hunt.
No fun.
Oh, I'm
That's
looking
like
forward
you
to
only
it.
got 15 minutes.
Oh no, dude! If it was 15 minutes, I mean, you could. It could be done,
If
but
you
it's
had a
gonna be
good
hard.
enough group, you could do it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and now I've started doing as you said. Now you're just bored. I've been
Yeah,
making like
I
weapons of
know.
every type now. Uh,
Yeah, you told me that you're like, oh, I'm trying to get, I got it to where I got a weapon of every type, and I'm like, bro, now you're just bored.
I
You're
mean,
just out of ideas now.
I wouldn't say it's like being bored. It just I'm
Yes,
giving myself something to do.
that's the definition. That's literally the definition of boredom. You
I'm
just
enjoying myself though. If at least I'm enjoying myself.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
but I feel like that's literally like the Merriam-Webster definition of
oh,
boredom, what you
you're
just said.
probably right. You're definitely right. But I've been using a lot of different weapon types. I've been like fucking with like the longsword, which I'm now going for one of the best ones in the game, which is a workshop one. So I have to do the special arena shit. Fuck that.
Mm.
The special. I don't know if you ever fucked with it. It's garbage. Like the special arena is where you go into the gathering hub and there are.
The hell is that?
If you don't get the fuck out.
Some bullshit going on in the Sturgill homestead
Yes.
and
Now,
Nerd Bourbon Towers North.
yeah, it's very raw. You get the raw shit on YouTube. This shit will all
There
be
you
edited out.
Oh, this will all be cut in the final product.
But so the special arena is you go to the gathering hub and there's like nine special arena quests and they give you a select. You can select from a gear and a build basically,
Hmm.
and it's not a good build, and it's not a good weapon half the time. So it's like imagine this. We were doing the last one of the it's like the number 9 one. It's me and Tyler were actually doing it. It was Diablos and Black Diablos.
Hmm.
He's using a great sword. I'm using a gun lance. Actually, really solid gun lance build. Like guard all the way up. Like you're a fucking tank, dude.
Oh, nice.
It's incredible. Like I'm sitting there blocking. Not even like you don't even take chip damage. That's how good that shit is.
That's legit.
And at that point, what the fuck is that from? But the other thing is The hell was it? Oh, Tyler was using a greatsword, and this is the funniest shit. Is the greatsword? It was a fantastic build, but the weapon was shit. Because it was a Zoro Magdros weapon that has green sharpness, so you're just like bouncing off the entire fucking time. So it just really just evolved into shit, and I have to do that a lot. I've been having to like farm the hell out of it because I want to get the workshop weapon for the longsword, and has not been a good experience.
So even though you're just like doing bullshit right now, at least you're still having fun.
Oh, of course I'm having fun, but
it's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You haven't played anything else at all?
I've actually I played a little bit of For Honor actually earlier today.
Oh yeah, with Jacob?
Yeah, with Jacob.
Nice.
We got our ass whooped. It was great.
Did you guys do 2v2s?
We did 2v2s and we got our ass whooped. It was great.
You guys have been fucking with, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast, but you've been kind of dipping your toes back into Absolver.
Oh, dude, I have been like balls deep in Absolver a little bit. I've been repping that game since day one, but it's been really good to actually jump back into it and gank the shit out of people. It's great.
I know you're telling me before we started recording they just announced that a like expansion was coming.
So yeah, there is the Absolver. I actually got this article up right now on the absolvergame.com. Check it out. Support them. But
Absolver, for the record, Absolver is not a sponsor of this podcast. At this point, I feel like they should be.
But yeah, it's the Absolver Downfall content. So this is something it's gonna be a free expansion in September, and basically the main thing they're adding is like there's this Downfall game mode. I mean, there's like some story bullshit that they're explaining here, but from what I can tell, just from what I've read, is so I'm gonna read this statement. So a path to the fold into Arcel's like the big boss of this whole thing, can be found. Beyond the underground temples, the truth will appear there, in a place where the fabric of reality is being torn apart. That right there, with like what I'm reading, it's like battle deep. This is the gameplay of it. Battle deep in the minds of Adal as a solo warrior or an online cooperative play, collecting gleam from infected prospects and transforming it, as a reward. The more gleam you capture, the more powerful you'll become in your struggle to defeat the corrupted and the dude Arcel again. Each run through the mine and temples is a unique path through a variety of challenges and situations, and like facing upgraded enemies and 3 epic boss fights. So part of me is like, was it like randomly generated shit? I'm down. I'm there for that.
Interesting. As long as it doesn't fall into that typical randomly generated trap that we've seen so many times.
And they're actually adding a new fighting style based off Bruce Lee.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be good shit. And other things happening is they're like updating like some of the way like schools work in the game, which I don't really fuck with it because I really don't care. But schools are interesting for people that actually care about it. With each school, so they're adding like these school challenges. Absolvers who have reached disciple rank in a school or who are mentors can participate in school challenges by using their school's decks and powers in 1v1 combat trials. All wins representing one school's count in the school challenges with individual blah, 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 blah. So basically you're going to be able to get rewards by the end of this shit. There's going to be like seasons for it, I guess.
Oh, cool.
And then obviously they're going to be adding like new equipment, apparently there's going to be like legit like new armor, like was it like 6 armor sets, so that's basically 51 total pieces of armor.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, it's cool that they're supporting the game still.
Oh, I'm not even done yet.
Nice.
So this is actually something that's happening next week. They are basically they're basically adding something to the PlayStation Store that you can pay for. It's like gonna be $3. I'm honestly gonna do it just to support them. It's basically like a little content pack with like some cosmetics. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna buy it just to support them.
Well, I mean, yeah, they've been releasing so many things for free.
That's why I can't like. I'm like, I really respect like everything they've done with the game. So I'm like, I'm gonna have like, even if I wasn't playing Absolver right now, I still would buy it. That's how much I want to support them.
It's funny because like it's kind of how I feel about Yacht Club and Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Because those guys have spent, yes, Shovel Knight's a very successful game and stuff like that, but like the free content updates that they've done, the expansions for Shovel Knight, significant expansions that have all released for free, and like they're making no money off of it. You know what I mean? They've had to kind of rethink their strategy and release the treasure trove and stuff like that. But man, it's like I feel bad for them. They're working so hard and on free updates. You know what I mean?
That's why like the moment I was reading this, I was reading like, oh, they're gonna have like this $3 little pack on the PlayStation Store. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that. Even if I again, even, like I said, even if I wasn't playing Absolver, I still would buy it just to support them.
Yeah, so like I've bought Shovel Knight like 5 times,
I
and I have no issue doing that. You know.
I've done that for games before.
Well, like I have it on. Let's see, I have it on PC. I have it on 3DS. I bought it on Wii U. I have it on Switch. I had it on Xbox, and I had it on PS4. So actually 6 times.
It's why I think I've jokingly said like I should own like some shares in like Rockstar for the
For
amount of
how many
money
times you bought
yeah, I
GTA?
swear to God.
But I just, like if you like the game enough, like it goes back to like a kind of idea that I've talked about maybe on the show before. The idea of like value in games and the fact that some people talk about, oh, is a game really worth $60 or whatever? Well, some of them aren't, but then some of them are worth, I think, more than $60.
Well, I
You know
even
what I mean?
said this like the amount of like how much I love Absolver for like it's if you really look at the game, it's pretty bare bones, but it's just like there's a lot of like heart put into that game.
Yeah.
And like I love the art style. I love a lot of like the combats. It's that hashtag good combat that I live for. And like I think it came out for like $30. I'll be dead ass. I would have paid
Right.
more.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's $15. They have updated that game with, free content, all of which is on the Switch version that I've been playing. And like, I feel like I stole that fucking game from them for $15.
I need to
You
pick
know?
that game. I need to pick that game up, man. Like you've sold it for me, but I just need to literally
Yeah,
just actually
you
do it.
really need to play that. I really think you're gonna like it. But yeah, it's definitely like I'm like, God damn. Um, so was there anything else you want to talk about that's been going on this week?
What else has been going on? I'm gonna be jobless.
Well, you got other things
I
lined up.
know. I'm just talking
You got
shit.
other irons in the fire.
All right. Yeah. Exactly.
So we're not worried about that. You're gonna do just fine. Yeah, I haven't really, I beat the Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion.
You haven't
Which
shown me your Octo boy.
oh, I haven't. I like him. I'll show him to you at some point. Yeah, I kind of labored myself through that. It's really, really great expansion, actually. The problem is, I was telling you this. I was like, this thing does not know when to end. It's one of those things where it had like, I swear to God, it had like 4 different endings.
Well,
You know what
I
I mean?
think that boils down like you did a lot of like you did like the completionist part of it. Like, well, you can
Yes,
actually rush
I
through
did.
it. So.
Yeah, you could rush through it and probably only do like half of the total missions, but
Mhm.
I did the full 80 missions available. Um, yeah, it's funny because in some ways, and this is based on I have not finished Splatoon 2's single player campaign for reasons that I got into last week, but it's actually hilarious because based on what I've seen of Splatoon 2 single player campaign and what I've heard other people say, the Octo expansion is almost a better sequel to the first game
Really.
than Splatoon 2's stories. So it's kind of funny in that regard. Like there are characters from the first game that show up that did not show up in Splatoon 2's story, and like Splatoon 2's single player campaign just doesn't really have like it has the sunken scrolls that kind of like give lore bits and stuff like
Mhm.
that, but the Octo expansion really seems like a true step forward. They're doing some really innovative things, and like it actually makes me really excited when they inevitably end up doing a Splatoon 3 in a few years. I really hope that the single player component is more like what we saw with Octo expansion.
A little more flushed
Um,
out type shit.
yeah, just like Octo expansion is actually relatively deep for the story stuff that's in there, but it's also like just the structure of it. I think the progression of it is like really like even though there were some challenges that were really fucking hard and really frustrating, I really did enjoy going through and completing them all. And despite the final boss is actually really cool. Actually, the last few all the boss fights are actually really cool, but you know, again, it was just one of those things where I was like, God, this game literally just does not know how to end. Like, holy shit. but I still, I enjoyed it. And it's got me playing a lot of Splatoon 2. Like I've been popping in and just like playing some multiplayer in Splatoon 2 and having a good time. That's kind of been like my video game time here lately has been so scarce. So I just kind of pop in and play maybe an hour of Splatoon 2 here and there, and that's fine. The only other game that I have been playing, really, I kind of dabbled in Hollow Knight a little bit, but again, that's another game where I like to really sit down and kind of enjoy that game. I've been dabbling in that. I've been dabbling in some more Mario plus Rabbids, which I am now about halfway through. I've been kind of chipping away at that. That's a really great game to like go to my parents' house and like do some laundry and just play Mario plus Rabbids.
Hmm.
Or what we actually did, Anastasia was off yesterday, and she was actually just playing Detroit in the living room, and I just sat on the couch next to her, just like kind of laid down on her lap, and I'm just chilling there, playing Mario plus Rabbids while she's playing Detroit. So, which she still has not beaten, surprisingly.
Really?
That game is surprisingly long. I feel like she's probably put at least 8 hours into it, and she's still not done. She's probably pretty close to the end, but man, I'll reiterate, that game is really good, man. Like that honestly is a really good game. Like just in terms of story, I I would feel kind of weird putting it on like my top 10 at the end of the year because I haven't actually touched it myself.
Well,
But
I
like
think you've seen it though.
I've seen every second of the game that she's
Yeah.
played. You know what I mean? And like I'm kind of, she only really plays it when I'm there, and it's kind of a good like little co-op almost experience where like I'm watching her play basically, and like just man, it's just a really really great story. It is by far Quantic Dream's best game. Um, like there's not even a contest. But I do want to shout out, if I can tap into a if I can walk you over to Seth's Indie Corner for a second.
No, no,
If I can kidnap you to Seth's Indie Corner. Um, I do want to shout out just real quick an indie game that came out on Switch last week called Bomb Chicken.
the fuck is that?
I'm not surprised that you haven't heard of this. So Bomb Chicken is a really cool, really smartly designed little puzzle platformer in which you play as this like fat little chicken that
Does
poops
he blow up?
bombs. No,
Oh.
it like shits out bombs instead of eggs, basically. It lays bombs. So you imagine, so in order to like jump, there's no traditional jump. You actually have to like stack bombs. So he can just lay like, 5, 6, 7, 8 bombs at a time to get himself to higher platforms and stuff like that. And it does the thing that I really like in Nintendo games and in games like Downwell, where that's the only mechanic. Like laying bombs, that is the game. They get so much mileage out of that one mechanic. Like there's a Shigeru Miyamoto quote. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's something like a good idea doesn't solve just one problem; it solves multiple problems at once. You know what I mean?
I'm
And
pretty sure you butchered the hell out of it, but yeah.
that's probably, I'm sure I did, but it's the gist of it is, like just that
Yeah.
kind of Nintendo core philosophy of, a mechanic kind of defining the entire game. And Bomb Chicken, as weird as it sounds, totally falls in line with that because it gets so much mileage out of that one simple mechanic, and it makes it so, like literally the only buttons you press, it's almost like you remember Splosion Man back on
Yes.
360?
Yes.
It's almost like that, where every button except for the joystick just lays a bomb. You know what I mean? It's literally just you lay a bomb and you move. Like that's the game.
Interesting.
And you just get so much mileage because you can, obviously you can explode, but you can also push the bombs that you lay, and like I said, use them to get to different platforms. You can push them onto like platforms that bounce and send the bombs flying. There's just so much variety in the level design that I really am liking so far. It's a good little indie game. I just wanted to shout that game out real quick.
I'm
'Cause I think
interested. I'm actually kind of interested in it right now.
It's cool, man. Like I just, like I like to keep my ear to the ground and check out some of these indie games. Although I will say that Nintendo is getting a little bit ridiculous with some of these indie games. I think they recently said that they want to have like between 20 and 30 indie games on the Nintendo Switch eShop per week.
Oh no! What?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is I feel like the curation is a little suspect because you look at it, and the eShop is kind of a fucking mess. There's like over, I think there's literally over 900 games on the Switch eShop right now.
That's bad.
The system has been out at this point. What? It came out March 2017, and it is now July of 2018. So it's been out for like not even a year and a half.
The thing is, like, how many of those games are like legitimately good?
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, there may be 900 games on there, and yeah, you may be trying to put out 20 to 30 indie games a week, but how many of them are going to be worth a damn?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's like
Um,
it's gonna get to the point like I don't want to sit there and sift through all this garbage
right.
just to
And
find
that's what I'm
something
worried
good.
about. I really do. I'm worried about that. I feel like they're going to have to completely rework the Switch eShop just to make discoverability higher because like
Yeah.
how is the cream going to rise to the top if there's so much bullshit has to work through, you know what I mean? Like there could be like a cool game like Chicken, but it might totally lost in the 20 plus other games that released that
Like I
week. You
feel
know what I
like
mean?
that whole thing is like what is it like they want us to be like Cartman and Kyle on like chat roulette.
You got to wade through all the dicks first. Yeah. Yeah. Um so I just wanted to shout that game out real quick. I wanted to touch on a little bit of news. I don't know if you, I'm sure you at least heard of it, but I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch the Uncharted fan film?
I heard about it. I have not watched it.
You gotta watch this
Is
thing,
is
dude.
it that good?
It's good.
Oh
It's
shit.
very good. It is so like, it's fun. You can definitely tell it's a fan film. But it is so like, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit emotional, like seeing Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake.
Because you've always wanted that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's so obvious. You know what I mean? It's so obvious. Like, even though Nathan Fillion is obviously like older now, when they were coming up with Uncharted, they literally took heavy inspiration
Yeah.
from Firefly.
It's
Um,
if this is if he's like this is like something they just recently did. He has lost some weight as well.
he definitely
Yeah.
has. I mean, he looks great for his age, but
Yeah.
he's still. I mean, the dude's like in his 40s. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, it's to the point where it's like, okay, like you could play like an older Nathan Drake, and in fact, he's wearing his like Uncharted 4 outfit. So in the fan film.
Okay.
So there is that. But I mean, look, he looks great. I mean, Nathan Fillion's awesome, but he he just seeing him in that role, like it's something that I've wanted to see for over 10 years, you know, like when I was first playing the first Uncharted
Yeah.
game, you know, I was like, man, I would love to see Uncharted is so perfect for a movie. I would love to see Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake. And as Fillion even said himself, and I quote, he says, "We wanted to scratch an itch." You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
wanted to see something, and we didn't want to wait. You know, and that's just he like Nathan Fillion understands that that's something that somebody that people have always wanted to see.
Yeah.
You know,
It's also speaking of him, is he also confirmed that he did not voice Cade at all for
yeah. So I actually wanted to use this as a segue into the Destiny update. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, he did not voice Cade Six in Forsaken,
Mm-hmm.
which I wanted to kind of talk about this for a second because it's actually Nolan North,
Yep.
ironically, doing the voice of Cade Six in the Forsaken expansion. Now, there's been a lot of fans who have speculated as to why this is, um, but Fillion he just kind of says I just didn't have time. I just wasn't available when they
Yeah.
asked me to record. You know, so they had Nolan North because Nolan North, you know,
That's the
he's
point of Nolan. Like that's why Nolan North was like brought in the beginning with like with Ghost.
well, that's why I mean, honestly, that's why Nolan North works so much in the video game industry because that's his bread and butter.
Yep.
He's not a film actor
Mm-hmm.
primarily. You know, he's done some on-screen roles and stuff like that, but he's primarily a video game voice actor. You know, um, so he's on there for that reason. And you know, from what I understand, he does a good Nathan Fillion impression, but it is going to be weird that like Cade Six's final appearance, at least as far as we know,
Is
is
gonna
not even
be
going to be
we're
Nathan
gonna be without
Fillion.
Nathan Fillion. That's weird to me, but it's like
I wouldn't be at all surprised if later down the line, because I was actually talking to Dan about this. I was like, we live in like outrage culture. You know what I mean? We live in the age of outrage.
Nah, that's some real shit.
And I feel like if this gains enough traction, they will probably just have Nathan Fillion, when he has time, come
Just
in and
like
record his
redo it and
lines.
just like patch it in, basically.
Yeah, just patch in Nathan Fillion's lines. I would not be at all shocked if that happened. But, and another part of me is like, maybe they just didn't really put too much stake into it because maybe Cade 6 doesn't have that many lines in the game. You know what I mean? Like, if this is truly Cade Six's final appearance in Destiny 2, or whatever the case may be, and I think we've speculated on the podcast about that already. But if this is his last kind of hurrah, then maybe he's not in it for too long. Like maybe he doesn't really have that much to say in this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe it's not going to be like the end of the world to have Nolan North play Cade 6 for like a mission. You know what I mean? Because he's probably going to just die on like the very first mission.
It hurts, but yes.
We'll see. See how it all turns out. Obviously, but we do have Destiny 2's final patch before Forsaken launches in September. Patch 1.2.3 came out. I think it actually came out today, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. As of the time of this recording. I just kind of wanted to go through the patch notes here and kind of talk about the things that they have implemented pre-Forsaken. So first up, the bounties, the daily activities from the first game have finally come back.
In a way, I don't think there's. I don't think they brought back like PVE like patrol bounties.
I don't know. I haven't actually looked at this yet.
I mean, I didn't see him. I jumped on there. I jumped on there a little bit ago.
So I'm looking at this. So bounties will be rotated every day and cost a bit of glimmer to pick up. They also expire if they're not completed in time. For now, the only vendors offering bounties are Shaxx and Zavala.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So probably strike-related bounties?
Yeah, strike-related and Crucible.
Yeah, so Strike and Crucible, they may be hanging on to that just because they have that one character that's going to have bounties when Forsaken launches.
Yeah.
So that may be a thing. But, it might be kind of cool whenever you jump in to do your weeklies to just hop in and see what the strike bounties are and pick up some rewards.
Yep.
What are the rewards for those bounties? Is it just glimmer?
I saw legendary gear, Vanguard rep, and just
cool.
standard shit.
Well, I mean, it might be worth doing.
Yeah.
Even more catalysts have arrived. So we've got they've added a few new exotic catalysts to the game. When you complete the prestige versions of Leviathan, Eater of Worlds, and Spire of Stars, you'll be able to earn the catalysts for Legend of Acreus, Telesto, and Sleeper Simulant. So that's how you get those catalysts.
Motherfucker, I gotta do the raid for that shit, huh? Damn.
You gotta do Spire of Stars Prestige to get Sleeper Simulant's catalyst. Yeah. Heroic Strikes will now award their catalysts more frequently than before. Skyburner's Oath will drop from Leviathan on a more regular basis. And the Sturm Catalyst is now available.
From
which can be found by killing enemies on Nessus. So yeah, that's cool. I really would love to get my Skyburner's Oath Catalyst, but we just don't have a consistent raid group.
Not yet. Soon.
Yeah. We will one of these days. The second exotic armor pass updates 9 pieces of gear. Hunters are receiving buffs for the Lucky Raspberry, the Stompies, and Young Ahamkara's Spine, which I don't use any of those. They're weak exotics for me, but whatever. Titans, you guys got your Feedback Fence and Dune Marchers are now more useful. While the Doomfang Pauldrons may actually bring the Sentinel subclass into viability. Yeah. Is what Polygon has written here.
People that maybe be real with you. People that say that shit, fuck you. The Sentinel's always been viable.
They probably just mean like generally. These are probably from the perspective of people who raid a bunch and stuff like that.
Fuck them.
Warlocks will see a buff to Starfire Protocol and Crown of Tempests. Karnstein Armlets will also now continuously heal the user after a melee kill. So
yeah, that shit's cool. Gonna be legit.
I mean, that's cool for for what it is. Crucible is getting a bit more hectic. Valor will now be earned in Iron Banner, Competitive, and Crucible Labs. Supremacy has also been removed from Quick Play, which is weird. I'm actually going to kind of miss that in Quick Play, to be honest with you.
What was going on?
Supremacy has been removed from the Quick Play playlist.
What?
Yeah. And Quick Play will now offer 6v6 instead of 4v4 matches.
No. Here's the thing. When they come out with maps that are designed for 6v6, we'll talk.
Well, it's going to make, for better or for worse, it's going to make the matches go by faster because there's just more targets. So this is interesting. Iron Banner will see some really interesting new changes once the limited time mode comes back around. From a visual perspective, the control points will now be Iron Temple fire pits instead of flags.
I kind of like that, actually. I did hear about that.
But there's also a new Iron Banner specific rule when it comes to power plays. When one team captures all 3 points, the fire pits will lock, giving players a chance to clean up for 20 seconds.
Holy shit, what?
Yeah, for 20 seconds, basically, they're going to be locked.
So you just you can fucking slaughter motherfuckers at that point in 20 seconds.
Yeah. Once the power play is over, all capture points will become neutral again.
Okay. So, that right there, I didn't know about. That's awesome.
I kind of wish they would just put that in the standard.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Control.
That would make control go by so much fucking quicker.
Yeah, because you get the power play and you just, when you earn it, you just get it for 20 seconds and you just get you can just wipe the floor with them for 20 seconds.
Like half the time you get a power play, what, you got it for like 2 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as somebody else grabs another point, the power play's gone. You know what I mean? Prestige raid layers are finally here.
Yep.
Which is cool, for people that care about that. They actually are the only way to get 400 power weapons before Forsaken releases. So apparently they added, you can get up to 400, I guess? 400 with your power weapons? Apparently. That's what it says here. That's weird to me. This new Prestige mode will focus specifically on unique weapon loadouts, asking players to switch things up each time they go into a raid. So that's cool. Pretty substantial update that we got for Destiny here.
No, you forgot about the most important shit.
What's that?
They changed some heroic modifiers.
Did they? That is not here in the Polygon article I'm reading.
I'll tell you about the main one that matters to me. Okay. Blackout will not one-shot melee you anymore.
That's right. So this actually changed. I don't think this was with this update, but that did recently change.
When the fuck? But yeah, Blackout. When I was reading those, I was like, thank God.
Yeah, I think that was like a hot fix last week or something like that.
I remember that shit.
But yeah, Blackout is not going to be as big a pain in the ass as it once was.
I'm still not doing Nokris.
I honestly, just whenever I see Nokris on a strike playlist, I'm just like, nope.
Especially on heroic, I don't give a shit what fucking modifier it is. Fuck it.
I don't mind doing it for the Nightfall, but with heroic modifiers, I'm like, nope. I'm good. Was there anything else you wanted to throw out there before we move into our topic this week?
I think that's about it.
All right, let's head into a topic, a good old fashioned, like the nerd bourbon of old, Todd. Let's move into our topic, not video game related, which is something that it's funny because we've just been talking about video games so much lately. It's gonna be a little bit of a breath of fresh air to
I know.
Step out of the video game world. You guys, just so you know, you guys can definitely submit topics to us, offer them up for us. We might read them on the show. Just drop us a comment. Hell, even send us an email. You know what I mean? nerdbourbon@hotmail.com. You can definitely send us an email, drop us a comment somewhere, and offer up a topic for us to tackle on the show. Today we are pulling one out of the vault, which was submitted to us by sweet little Toddy and Sturgill, 9-year-old boy from Chicago, Illinois. Sweet little rosy cheek baby boy from Chicago. And he wants us to talk about the dumbest laws that are still laws, basically. And I've got an article from HuffPost.
I want to like talk about where this came from, though.
Okay.
So I've been playing with a mutual friend of ours, Jacob, lately, and I doubt he's going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to give him shit for it.
We caught him in a lie recently, right?
Did we talk about that?
I don't know if we did or not.
Well, that's funny. Caught his ass, like, Yeah, because
Or was it really in a lie? He said something. We were just what did he even say? Do you
well, he's
remember?
basically saying like he starts talking about Absolver, and he's like, "Oh man, yeah, I love that game. That game's great. It's the first I ever heard of it." I'm like, "Really, really now?"
I mean, I guess you didn't listen to the podcast. I guess
Yeah, I've been
Todd's been
repping that
talking
shit
about
since day one.
that shit. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we got to give him credit though. He has been a supporter of the show.
I know. I just love giving him shit, but I've been playing a lot of games with him lately, and I don't know. For some reason, he just started talking about like some dumb shit like laws in like Montana. And I was laughing my ass off because he's just like, yeah, apparently, if you're in jail for like 6 months, you're like due a 6-shooter and a horse. I'm like, fantastic.
It's just there's just a litany of crazy,
What it is just like you got these laws that were made like in like basically Western times type shit that nobody just decided to get rid of.
I mean, some of these are just dumb, and really, it just speaks to the stupidity of man.
Some real shit.
The fact that these have to be laws, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
one of I think the best part about a lot of these laws is like how the fuck are you supposed to enforce some of these?
it just right, and it just to me, I'm looking at these, and I'm gonna go through this is a HuffPost article called "The Craziest Laws That Still Exist in the United States," and I just, like I say, it just really drives home just this strange, stupid world that we live in. I'm gonna go through each state that the HuffPost has picked a law from that is still in they still exist. Let's start with Alabama. I believe they have them here in alphabetical order. In Alabama, Todd, it is illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in church. That's illegal. So you got to leave your fake mustache at home. You literally, God bless. You gotta leave that fake mustache at home. Don't bring it to church. You might cause laughter. I think that's funny. The laughter
if you
part
have a
is
shit
funny.
mustache that causes laughter.
No, I mean it says fake mustache specifically. It's just funny to me that like it's not the fact that like wearing the mustache is not illegal. It's the fact that the fake mustache causes laughter in church.
That's when
part. It becomes legal. In Alaska, it is illegal to wake a sleeping bear to take a photo of it.
Well, here's the thing: who the fuck's waking up a sleeping bear in general?
Yeah, but if you do it, it's illegal. That bear's got rights. It's got the right to sleep. Now, this one, I want to know the story behind this one. In Arizona, it's illegal for donkeys to sleep in bathtubs.
What?
How did this happen, and what happened to make this illegal? You know what I mean?
That's incredible. What?
This can't be true. In Arkansas, it is illegal to mispronounce Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Is that right? Is that actually
That might be
real?
a thing, man.
Oh my god.
People were sick and tired of being like them saying Arkansas.
Listen to this shit. Again, I just want to know the stories behind these laws. In California, a frog that dies during a frog jumping contest cannot legally be eaten. So somebody there was apparently, I guess, a frog jumping contest, and somebody was like, "Oh, that's good eating right there." So if you take a frog and it dies during a frog jumping contest, it is not legal to eat that frog.
All right then.
In Colorado, it is illegal to ride a horse while under the influence. So don't drink and horse, I guess.
Don't drink and ride.
Right. So that's a thing, which that to me actually makes a little bit of sense. Now this just makes no fun. This is fucking. We're bonkers right now with this next one. Connecticut. Okay.
Well,
a pickle.
I'm gonna stop you right there. The fact that it's Connecticut, I'm not gonna be surprised. Continue.
No, I don't care what you say about Connecticut. This is a stupid. A pickle cannot be legally considered a pickle unless it bounces.
What?
What the hell?
What?
Did they just have some kind of like snafu up in Connecticut with like the Connecticut pickle conspiracy up north? You know what I mean? Like there's some bullshit going on up there where like they're like, this ain't a pickle, it's not bouncing.
Here's my thing: who the hell bounces a pickle?
Well, and who made the stink? Who took the pickle out of the jar, immediately threw it to the ground, and said, "No, not a pickle. I got to sue this pickle company in Connecticut
God
because
bless.
their pickles aren't bouncing." In Florida, if an elephant is left tied to a parking meter, the parking fee has to be paid just as it would for a vehicle.
Whoa, where's this at?
Florida.
An elephant?
Yes.
What?
If an elephant is left tied to a parking meter, the parking fee has to be paid just as it would for a vehicle.
I'd
So
love
just
to know.
because you're parking your elephant,
I want to know like where do these laws come from? What the fuck?
first of all, if you have an elephant in Florida, you're an asshole. First of all, really, it's too humid there. You know what I mean for elephants. But second of all, you think you're gonna get out of your parking fee just because you're riding an elephant? You're wrong. You don't you don't get out of that parking fee just because you get your elephant in Florida. No, you're still gonna pay it. In Georgia, it is illegal to keep an ice cream cone in your pocket on Sundays.
You know what? I've known about this. I actually knew that one
What? Why on Sundays specifically?
because it's the day of our Lord.
So how did you learn about this? How did you know about this ahead of time?
I honestly don't like. I've probably seen this exact article like years ago or some shit.
Maybe. In Hawaii, coins are not allowed to be placed in one's ears. So I'm
Why
thinking,
not?
is that some sort of
Like a
is that,
superstition? Like
well, maybe. Oh, that's true. Maybe superstition. Where my mind went was there some sort of magic trick snafu, where it's like, oh, it's behind your, oh shit, oh, it's lodged into your ear. Did something go horribly awry with like a coin, an ear-based magic trick? In Idaho, it is illegal to give your sweetheart a box of chocolates weighing more than 50 pounds. Who gives a fuck?
what? Like some of these just like make no sense. Of like why? Why can't I give it? What was it 50 pounds? More than 50
More
pounds?
than 50, if it's more than 50 pounds, it is illegal. Who cares? This one applies to you. This is Illinois, so just you know,
Oh yeah,
just
I'm ready.
so it's legal for a minor to drink as long as he or she is enrolled in a culinary program.
Incredible.
I'm assuming because alcohol is used in some cooking and they need to be able to taste it.
Yeah.
So I guess there's probably some sort of, something going on with that. And they had to legalize it for somebody who's enrolled in a culinary program. But if you're a minor
I mean,
and
it
you're
technically makes sense, but it's kind of dumb. But whatever.
so just remember that whenever you de-age and have a sudden interest in cooking. In Indiana, mustaches are illegal if the bearer has a tendency to habitually kiss other humans. What does that even mean?
A kissing bandit.
Just this rogue mustache kissing bandit.
He's going around
Running.
just kissing people.
I'm just roaming around Indiana, habitually kissing other humans with my horrible mustache. In Iowa, one-armed. This is actually kind of fucked up. This actually kind of disgusts me a little bit. In Iowa, one-armed piano players must, by law, perform for free.
What?
That's kind of fucked up, right?
That's hilarious. Like what the fuck?
Look, this if I had one arm and I can still competently play the piano, I ain't doing it for free, dude.
Like that's big money on that shit. I'm gonna be world famous. Like
It's fucked up, bro. Kansas. A poorly worded law states that if two trains meet on the same track, neither shall proceed until the other has passed. That's just nonsense. That just literally
wait,
makes
they
me
say
mad.
neither shall proceed until the other is passed, but you can't continue unless one.
Exactly.
What?
So as they say, it's a poorly worded law. Here's one that actually makes sense. I was expecting Louisiana here to be a little crazier than it is. You can be fined $500 in Louisiana for sending a pizza to someone else's house without his or her knowledge. So if you do that prank where you like
Yeah.
send a pizza to somebody's house, you can be fined $500.
I don't even know how that's a prank. It's pizza for me.
Well, you still got to pay for it.
I mean,
though,
I'll pay for it. It's pizza though.
Fuck it. You just made my night. Kentucky here. One may not dye a duckling blue and offer it for sale unless more than 6 are for sale at once. Okay.
All right then.
In Maryland, it is a violation to be in a public park with a sleeveless shirt. That's a $10 fine.
A sleeveless shirt?
If you're wearing a sleeveless shirt, public park in the state of Maryland,
Well,
you're getting a $10 fine.
I'd get a $10 fine right now.
You like wearing some sleeveless shirts?
I do.
I don't. I don't really like sleeveless shirts.
I don't wear them. Here's the deal. I don't wear them like when I'm like outside. I'm joking. I don't wear them when I'm outside, but they are definitely like one of my go-to like relaxation sort of shirts.
Yeah, I'm not really crazy about sleeve. I don't like my armpits being out there.
I do. I like the
I
freedom.
like my armpits to be covered.
I like the freedom.
You got those hairy armpits?
I do.
You got they're pretty bad or what?
Nah, I ain't that. They ain't nothing like. It ain't like a fucking forest down, like forest under my armpit type shit.
I got a decent little distribution of hair in my armpits. Just make sure you don't go to Maryland with that, bro. In Maine. Wow, this is funny. In Maine, it is illegal to keep Christmas decorations up after January 14th. And you're just giving them a standing ovation for that one, huh?
I hate motherfuckers that still have like Christmas shit up.
I mean, like, are we talking about on the outside of the house, or can I not even
general.
keep like a Christmas tree in my house?
I hope it's in general.
That's funny. Yeah, just in general, like if the cop just happens to come into your house, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to write you
I have
up.
to bring you in here now.
You got to go downtown. In Massachusetts, it is illegal to own an explosive golf ball.
Okay.
Can't we just have that as a blanket statement? It's illegal to own explosive just in general.
Yeah.
Why is it gotta be a golf ball? I want to know the fucked up stories behind these laws. In Michigan, it's illegal for women to cut their own hair without their husband's permission.
What was that?
This is in Michigan. It is illegal for women to cut their own hair without their husband's permission.
All right then. See that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting to get into
Those
the old school sexism.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what I get.
Right.
That's what like one of the ones that Jacob brought up to me from like Montana is like it's illegal for like an unmarried woman to like go fishing alone or some shit.
Yeah, there's I'm sure, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure there's just
This is just like one of them. From like there's probably a shit ton.
In Minnesota, a person may not cross lines with a duck atop his or her head. That's illegal. So if you want your little duckling buddy on your head, you do not cross that Minnesota line. They're hardcore about that there. This is interesting. In Mississippi, not terribly far away from me, one may be fined up to $100 for using profane language in public places.
Oh no. They'd get my ass.
Can I not just, is this not a free country? Can I not just say whatever the fuck I want?
I would instantly say free speech, motherfucker.
Yeah, are my constitutional rights just like irrelevant? Now, I understand, I understand that there's a time and a place and you should not, maybe there should be like a fine if you're going to go into like a church and just fuckity fuck, you know what I mean? But like, it just says in public places. So if I'm outside of my house and I, say a bad word, I can get fined up to $100. Mississippi, it's a little ridiculous. I mean, that's, Constitution. Although it seems like many people don't care about the Constitution these days. But that's all I'm going to say about that, Todd. In Missouri, it is illegal to drive with an uncaged bear. So you want your bear buddy to sit next to you in the car, he's got to be in the cage.
Gotta make sure you got him in the traveling thing. Whatever.
Yeah, you got to get him in one of those little pet taxis.
Yeah.
Get that bear pet taxi going. Here's one from Montana. Getting sheep onto a railroad track with intent to injure the train is subject to a fine up to $50,000 and serving at most 5 years in prison.
Damn.
First of all, if you're going to guide a sheep to a railroad track, it ain't going to hurt the fucking train.
But it's not the thing. It ain't gonna hurt the train, but it's the intent.
Yeah, it's the intent of injuring the train. Not even injuring the sheep, dude. Just the train. They're worried about the train in this situation. That train is going to go through that sheep like a fucking hot knife through butter. There's not even, it's just going to be red mist by the time that train goes through it. In Nevada, it is illegal to drive a camel on the highway. I like the verbiage there, drive a camel.
So you know for a fact some asshole, I don't know when, had a camel on the highway.
I don't know when. Forget the song.
Don't do that. No, I'm just playing.
In Nebraska, it is illegal for a mother to give her daughter a perm without a state license. So that happens. This just makes okay. This next one makes no fucking sense. In no way does this make sense. In New Jersey, it is against the law for a man to knit during the fishing season.
To knit?
To knit.
Because you better not be knitting during the fishing season. Your ass need to be fishing.
That makes no fucking sense at all. For a man to fish, or for a man to knit specifically, so a woman can knit during the fishing season all day long. You know what I mean? That's so weird to me.
They need to be out there fishing, bringing in the fishes, bringing in the food. I don't fucking know. It's dumb as hell.
In New Hampshire, as of 1973, so not even that old. It is illegal to carry away or collect seaweed at night. Now,
but you can collect
that
it during
makes
the day.
sense. Well, that's true. Maybe you can connect. Yeah, maybe you can collect it. That makes sense because maybe people are trying to sell it on the black market, that black seaweed market. There's a black market for everything, Todd. Maybe they got connections. Maybe they got good seaweed connections. Yeah, the sushi shops. In New York, it is illegal to wear slippers after 10 p.m. So
fuck you. I'll wear what I want.
That's the thing. In New Mexico, state officials ordered 400 words of sexually explicit material to be cut from Romeo and Juliet. First of all, I didn't realize there were 400 words of sexually explicit material in Romeo and Juliet.
Well, here's the thing. What do they consider sexually explicit?
True. But in New Mexico, they cut that shit. North Carolina, elephants may not be used to plow cotton fields.
So when you tell me the ones like those, I just imagine that some asshole had an elephant.
Yeah, just plowing the fucking cotton field in North Carolina.
Like where the fuck are these assholes getting elephants from?
Yeah, why does at least 2 of these laws so far involve elephants? In North Dakota, it is illegal to lie down and fall asleep with your shoes on.
Oh, I guess I would be breaking the law a couple times.
I've done that a couple times.
It's sure, after like really bad days of work where I'll just like fall into my bed, just knock the fuck out.
So I don't even know how you do this. Well, I know how, but I didn't know it was possible. In Ohio, it is illegal to get a fish drunk. So do you just like pour a little bit of vodka in the fish bowl? Is that the deal? Okay. In Oklahoma, it is illegal to wrestle a bear.
Well,
you gonna wrestle a bear in Oklahoma, it should be legal at least. Do it like Lou Ferrigno did in Incredible Hulk. TV show. In Oregon, it is illegal to go hunting in a cemetery. So
I mean, I gotta respect that.
I mean, yeah, it would be a
that
little
law is really. I don't know. I can't hate that law.
Because what if you're hunting and say you're hunting like a deer? You're out there in the Oregon, in the forest in the outskirts of Oregon. you're hunting like say a deer or something like that, and that deer happens to wander into a cemetery. Yeah, I kind of respect the fact that you cannot just like shoot the
It's like,
deer in the
hey, it's like
cemetery.
wait for the deer to get the fuck out of there. Like, respect the dead. I can't. I don't think that law's that dumb.
What if the deer was just like shitty about it? Like the deer
Like
start to learn.
it learned. It
Yeah,
learned.
the deer start to like evolve, and the Oregon deer just learn that they can like
Well,
just chill
here's the
out.
thing. That's never gonna happen because deer are stupid.
Oh, they're ridiculous. I could go on a tangent about deer for
I know
long.
you
I
can.
hate deer so
You can
fucking
do an
much, dude.
entire deer
Dude,
topic.
I swear to fucking God, deer are like the down here in Louisiana. Deer are like rats, dude.
Well, that's
You
like
know,
up here, like you barely see them. I know they're fucking idiots. Like that's just I've dealt with them like before, but like everybody else is like, oh my god,
it's so
oh.
funny because people from up north will come down here and they'll like they'll slow the car down. They're like, shh, just watch, just enjoy this beautiful moment that the earth is giving you. Just
I'm the exact opposite of that. Like I'm just like they're nasty. They make stupid noises. I don't like them.
oh, I hate them. They're not like graceful creatures like every like deer down here are just they fucking like wander out from the woods in the middle of the road when you're trying to go to and like they look at you just like dead ass and you have to stop and wait for their stupid asses to move out of the road and they're just like like they just make like they don't make like graceful noises like they sound like a deaf person having sex. You know what I mean? It's bad. I can't stand deer, dude. I could go on and on. I'm not going to go on to that tangent. Pennsylvania. It is illegal to tell a fortune teller where to dig for buried treasure. Shouldn't a fortune teller already know where the buried treasure is?
True.
That's my thought. In Rhode Island, biting off someone's limb will result in 1 to 20 years in prison. 1 to 20. So if you bite off somebody's limb, Todd, like a leg or an arm, you could get as little as just 1 year in prison or 20 years in prison.
Well, it's not like they're gonna die.
They're not going to die, but I just find that hilarious.
I think that's where the 20 comes from. If they die.
Is it this? Does it depend on the severity of the limb biting? This is biting off. Now I'm wondering, does it mean just like taking a chunk out of them or something like that?
Or
Does it
like
depend
full
on
on
the
like
severity?
biting the limb off.
Yeah, does it depend on the severity of the bite or something like that? I don't know. There's another bathtub related one. In South Carolina, horses may not be kept in bathtubs.
What's with the bat? What the...
Yeah, people just keeping
It's
their
funny is
keeping their livestock.
that's technically also equine related as well because the other one was a donkey.
That's true. Yeah, people are just keeping their livestock in bathtubs for some reason.
It's weird that it's specifically like equine, like like donkey and like
Right.
horse type shit.
Maybe is it like a sex thing, like a bestiality thing? Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Because it seems to me like maybe it's either a sex thing or maybe it's like a like killing them thing so that they bleed out into the bathtub and you
Maybe.
don't have to clean it up. I don't know.
Oh, that
tough.
might be a thing because maybe the drains go to a.
I don't know.
Well.
Weird. There's got to be some fucked up stories behind some of these, dude. In South Dakota, it is illegal to sleep in a cheese factory. You trying to take a nap? You gotta not do it in a South Dakota cheese factory. You know, it's funny. I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a tangent here. We last night at work was actually kind of interesting. I wish I knew the name of it. There's these bikers that came in last night at work, and this guy comes in the store, and he says, "Hey, who's in charge here?" And I said, "Right now, me. What can I do for you?" And he goes, "Hey, so we're doing this like charity biking marathon. They're doing. I wish I could remember the name of it. Basically, they're traveling 10,000 miles in 13 days. They started, I think they said, in Oklahoma City, and they're kind of going across the country and ending back up in Oklahoma City in 13 days. And I guess they do not. There are a couple rules for the challenge, and it's like a big charity event, I guess. I think he said there's like thousands of bikers doing this. They are not allowed to use any sort of traditional GPS or even a map. They actually, all of their directions are written on just pieces of paper.
Dear Lord.
So it's just like, turn it this street, go 20 miles, turn it that street. You know what I mean? And another stipulation of the challenge is that they have to sleep by their bikes. So they can't just like get a hotel or whatever. Even like a traditional shower, like they really can only shower like if there's, say, a trailer park. Some of those places have like showers, stuff like that, like public showers or whatever. But they have to sleep by their bikes. So they were coming in to ask me if they could sleep in our grass. So what I ended up letting them do is we have a patch of grass kind of in the back where where nobody would see them or bother them or anything like that, and they just parked their bikes out there and slept out in the grass.
All right then.
And I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool though. I kind of like that idea of like the to me that's high adventure. You know what I mean? Like going out there with no sense of direction, driving all that way on your bike and like sleeping by your bike and everything like that. Like that's, I don't know. There's something kind of beautiful about that.
I want to go on like a fucking like massive like road trip.
That's something that I want to do too. That we'll touch on that on another topic because we do have a bucket list topic.
Oh yeah.
In the fall. In Tennessee, it is illegal to share your Netflix password. Which that's just
I agree with
ridiculous.
that.
I mean, look, it's annoying to share your Netflix password. Like that's why I've had a pretty staunch rule. I've never done that. And I don't ever plan on doing that. But if I want to share my Netflix password, then I should be able to. In Texas, it is illegal to sell your eye. So don't be selling your eye in Texas.
Here's the thing. I agree. I believe one thing. It's my body. I can do what I want.
Right. As Miley Cyrus said, Todd, it's my body. I can do what I want. It's my mouth. I can do what I want. I think that's from that fucking "We Can't Stop" song. In Utah, it is illegal not to drink milk. Surprised that wasn't in like Wisconsin or something like that.
So you have to drink milk.
You have to drink milk. Don't drink milk in Utah. It's illegal.
Incredible.
But can't I just lie about it? Can't I just say like, oh yeah, I drink
See,
milk?
that's like what I was gonna get to. Like some of the laws that like even the ones that are like not on this article, it's like how the fuck are you gonna enforce these?
Right. In Vermont, women must obtain written permission from their husbands to wear false teeth.
All right then.
This one here is weird. In Virginia, children are not to go trick-or-treating on Halloween. That can't be true. Right?
That could easily be. I mean, I wonder if they even really enforce that.
Yeah, that's got to be one of those like just super old school laws that they just don't even enforce.
Like, Halloween, the devil's holiday.
You don't go trick or treating, little kids. You stay inside, mind your parents. In Washington, the harassing of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or other undiscovered subspecies is a felony, punishable by a fine and/or imprisonment. So this is government acknowledgement, Todd, that Bigfoot / Sasquatch is a thing. Government acknowledgement, Todd. This is a state law. It's real.
It's real.
I do firmly think that Bigfoot is real. Thing is, I don't think it's as epic as ever. I think it's just like a species of like gorilla that we have not discovered. You know what I mean? Like this world is too big. I do think that a Sasquatch is a real thing. Probably just very low population.
I want to believe.
Just very low population, like gorilla that we don't, that we don't know about yet. That's just so funny to me that they acknowledge that if a Bigfoot / Sasquatch is real, it is a felony to harass it. So this to me just doesn't even seem fucking possible. In West Virginia, whistling underwater is prohibited.
Can you? Well, here's the thing. I don't even whistle
underwater.
Have you ever tried it?
No. So hang on. You just said you don't know how to whistle?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, really? That's so funny. You know what's funny? Anastasia did not know how to whistle when I met her. I taught her how to whistle.
Maybe you'll have to teach me one day.
Yeah, we'll do a little like ghost like love scene where I'm teaching you how to whistle and
God bless.
it's playing that
It's
fucking
funny. It's like
song.
I've had moments where I've like accidentally whistled, and I'm like, how the fuck did I do that?
Do you feel like your life is like your inability to whistle has like diminished your quality of life at all?
Uh, I think yes. I
Really?
think there's something special about like sitting there doing dumb shit and like whistling while doing it.
I like to whistle. I don't know. It is nice. In Wisconsin, it is illegal to serve butter substitute in prison.
They get that good shit. They get that
So
real butter.
you gotta have that real butter in prison in Wisconsin. You don't get no margarine up there. Uh, and this is the last one. In Wyoming, you may not take a picture of a rabbit from January to April without an official permit.
What?
Yes. What I'm assuming is that people are like doing a bunch of like Easter related shit
Mm.
up in Wyoming. Maybe there's some huge illicit Easter bunny calendar ring or something like that. I don't know. I can't make sense of these laws, Todd. Which one of these was your favorite? What stuck out to you?
Oh shit! It was the one that stuck up to me. Was just like it was what the fuck was it? It was like the donkey one. I was like, what? It was just like the
Oh,
donkey in the bathtub. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
yeah, the donkey in the bathtub. That's a pretty strange one. I don't know, man. The pickle one still.
The pickle one is good. The pickle one was just like, really?
I I can't see the logic in that. You know what I mean? In some of these, I just don't.
Like I feel like
Uh,
this is something I want to revisit, and I actually want to like sit there and do like research and like grab like a collection of like
right.
even stupider ones.
Hilariously, there is a article on Wikipedia that is just dumb laws.
Oh, God bless.
So, and it's not actually even that like big of a big of an article. In fact, they only have three examples here. Although one of the examples, I think I commented on this when we read it, is the state of Arkansas dictates the pronunciation of the state name as recorded by the French from Native Americans. So that is true. It is actually illegal to mispronounce Arkansas.
But it's funny, isn't it? Straight. Arkansas is spelled Arkansas.
It is.
It's
The state, here's another example they give here. The state of Vermont has passed an act regulating how the state pie, apple pie, should be served.
like,
That's funny. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So some really dumb laws, Todd. A really dumb world that we live in. Bunch of dumb,
well,
strange shit going
I
on.
said it in the beginning. A lot of these laws, some of these are like a little newer, but like a lot of these laws, I think exist back from like, like back in the olden times, and like
Yeah.
nobody got rid of them.
Well, even some of these. One of them was like as recent as
Yeah, it's like
70.
73, 1973.
You
I was like, all right.
know what I mean? I'm just like, God, like you can't fix stupid, dude. Like there's always gonna be stupid people doing stupid shit.
Oh,
And we're gonna have to create equal and opposite stupid law to nip that in the bud. Todd, you have anything else you want to add before we wrap up this week?
I think that's it, man.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Get fucking dunked on. Bye.
See ya.